You ever had someone bulldoze your land like they own it, thinking they can steamroll your life's work just because they've got a fancy title? That's what happened to me one crisp morning in Willow Creek, Colorado, when I found a construction crew tearing up my family's ranch for an HOA shortcut road, all on the orders of Cynthia Hargrove, the queen bee who thought my pasture was her playground. But when I slapped $1,000 toll booths on that illegal road, turning her victory lap into a financial nightmare, I watched her perfect little empire crumble. And let me tell you, it was sweeter than any sunset over my fields. I'm Jack Ramsey, 62, a retired structural engineer who came back to my family's ranch 5 years ago, looking for the kind of peace you only get from wide open spaces and the smell of sagebrush. This land's been ours for 3 generations. My granddad bought it when Willow Creek was just cattle trails and dreams, long before developers carved up the valley into cookie-cutter subdivisions. I grew up here, mending fences, riding horses, knowing every hill and stream like the back of my hand. After decades building bridges and highways, I wanted to spend my days tending the land, maybe plant some native grasses in the creek bed I'd nursed back to life. That peace held until Greenhaven Estates sprouted next door, a sea of identical houses with an HOA run by Cynthia Hargrove, a woman with a silver bob, tailored blouses, and a smirk that could curdle milk. She drove a spotless silver Cadillac SUV and had a way of talking like you were beneath her, like her subdivision was the pinnacle of civilization and my ranch was some backward relic. Trouble started with little things: surveyor stakes creeping too close to my fence, polite letters from Cynthia asking for an easement across my north field for a more convenient access road. I said no. The route would wreck my creek restoration, kill my privacy, and they already had a perfectly good road to the highway, just a few minutes longer. I pointed it out on their own plans, thinking that'd settle it. Big mistake. Cynthia wasn't used to hearing no, especially from a cowboy like me. Whispers reached me through a ranch hand whose brother worked Greenhaven's landscaping crew. Cynthia was railing at HOA meetings, calling me a stubborn fossil blocking progress. Then, one windy Tuesday, I'm checking the north field, the air sharp with fall when I hear a roar. Over the ridge, a bulldozer's ripping through my land, tearing a muddy gash 100 feet deep, right past my fence, now a twisted mess of wire. A crew's laying gravel like they own the place. I'm frozen, heart pounding, rage boiling up like I've been punched. This isn't a mistake, it's a land grab. I vault the fence, not as spry as I was at 20, but mad enough to make it, and storm up, yelling, "What the hell are you doing?" The bulldozer guy, all smirks and sweat, cuts the engine. Building the HOA's access road pops. Got orders. The foreman, a wiry guy with a clipboard, shows me a flimsy work order. No easement, no county stamp, just a red line slashed across a map of my property. "This is private land," I say, voice tight. "You're trespassing." The foreman shrugs. "Just following the plan, buddy." I'm shaking, not from fear, but from the sheer gall of it. I call my lawyer, Sarah Klein, a no-nonsense pro who's handled land disputes forever. "They did what?" she says, half laughing, half furious. "That's trespass on steroids. I'm drafting a cease and desist now." She tells me to document everything: photos, GPS, names. My engineer brain kicks in. I grab my camera, survey gear, notepad, and spend hours cataloging the damage. Mangled fences, torn earth, smug crew faces. I map the incursion. A quarter-mile scar, clear as day on my plat maps. Sarah's cease and desist hits Cynthia mid-Pilates class. She's got a flair for timing, but the bulldozers don't stop. They speed up, like Cynthia's daring me to fight. Then the kicker: Greenhaven demolishes their original access road, betting it all on my land. I'm floored. They've made my field their only way in or out. Sarah's on the phone. "They're idiots, Jack. They've trapped themselves. Let's use it." I'm not sleeping, barely eating, consumed by calls with Sarah, documenting the destruction, in a rage that won't quit. Neighbors start whispering. Some Greenhaven folks look guilty, avoiding me at the feed store, but Cynthia's spinning tales at meetings, painting me as a cranky hermit blocking their essential road. I'm David Montgomery up against a Goliath with a law firm, and a superiority complex. The day they opened the road, Cynthia's there in a turquoise suit, cutting a plastic ribbon with giant scissors like it's a parade. I watch through binoculars, jaw tight, as cars start rolling through my pasture, kicking up dust, shattering the quiet. Sarah says, "Wait, let them depend on it." I trust her, but it's torture, every SUV and knife in my gut. Then it hits me, an idea so wild, so perfect, I laugh out loud. If they want my road, they'll pay for it. Not with a handshake, but with a toll that'll make their eyes pop. I picture to Sarah, toll booths right on my property line, $1,000 a pop. She grins. "Jack, you're a genius. It's legal. Your land, your rules. Make it bulletproof." I dive in, my engineering days roaring back. I designed 2 highway-grade booths, steel frames, automated arms, card scanners, cameras everywhere, feeding to my workshop. I hire a contractor, an old friend whose dad worked my granddad's fields, and we build concrete pads in secret disguised as stock tank bases. One moonless night, we roll in. No lights, just whispers and the hum of a generator. By 3 a.m., the booths are up, signs blazing, private property, $1,000 access fee per entry. Violators trespass. Sunrise brings chaos. I'm sipping coffee, watching the camera feed, when a fancy pickup hits the barrier. A guy in a golf cap slams the brakes, jaw dropping at the sign. He peels out, and within minutes, Greenhaven's buzzing. By 8, Cynthia's Cadillac screeches up, her face a storm cloud. She bangs on the booth. "Take this down, Ramsey. This is illegal." I stroll out, Sarah by my side, cool as ice. "Morning, Cindy," I say, patting the steel. "This is my land, my road. You built it without asking. Pay $1,000 to use it, or go around." Sarah hands her a card. "Jack's attorney. Your trespass is well documented. Care to chat?" Cynthia is sputtering. "This is extortion," as neighbors yell. "You can't do this." I point at my fence. "You cross that line, not me. Sheriff's welcome to check my deed." She calls them, and 2 deputies show up, looking like they'd rather be fishing. I hand over my plats, photos, letters. Deputy Carter shrugs. "Ma'am, it's his property. He can charge what he wants. Take it to court." Cynthia's face goes gray. The crowd groans, and her authority cracks like cheap glass. The next week's a circus. Greenhaven stuck using muddy back roads, adding 25 minutes to every trip. Delivery vans bog down, contractors curse, residents fume. Cynthia's lawyers send threats, claiming I'm blocking a public road, but Sarah bats them back. "It's private, built illegally, and you killed your own access." Nice move. My cameras catch kids spray painting the booths. I send the footage and repair bills to the HOA, and the vandalism stops. At their emergency meeting, Cynthia pushes for a legal war, but Arthur Cole, a quiet accountant, lays it out. The HOA's bleeding cash, facing a countersuit that could bankrupt them. "This was a catastrophic mistake," he says, glaring at Cynthia. Her support collapses, and she's ousted, Arthur stepping in as interim chair. The news hits, rancher's $1,000 toll trap, and goes viral, with leaked meeting audio making Cynthia a laughingstock. Greenhaven's residents turn on her, blaming her arrogance for their commute hell. Arthur calls for a meeting at Sarah's office. No pleasantries, just business. I lay out my terms. Restore my land to its original state, pay my legal and booth costs, fork over $60,000 for damages, rebuild your old road, and print a public apology in the paper. Arthur doesn't blink, they're cornered. The HOA signs off, and restoration starts under my consultant's eye, ripping out asphalt, replanting grasses, healing my creek. They rebuild their road, shelling out rush fees, while Cynthia sells her house cheap and skips town, her reign over. The apology runs front page, framed in my den, and I funnel most of the settlement into a land trust to keep developers at bay, splurging a bit on a new truck and bomb-proof fences. The pasture's quiet again. The creek flows clear, and Greenhaven's new board, led by Arthur, swears off bully tactics. I'm back to my mornings with coffee and birdsong, but sometimes when the wind's right, I hear Cynthia's ghost, her shrieks at that booth, and it makes me smile. This wasn't just about land. It was about roots, about standing for what's yours when someone thinks they can take it. Cynthia saw my ranch as an obstacle to her shiny suburb, but she forgot. You don't mess with a man who knows his dirt. Her ego, not my tolls, sank her. She thought power meant never backing down, even when she was dead wrong. But last week, Arthur emailed about a new HOA proposal for shared green spaces near my line. No details, but it's got me wondering if someone's eyeing my field again. My cameras are rolling, Sarah's on speed dial, and I'm not ruling out another booth. What do you think? Was Cynthia just a control freak? Or did she believe her own hype about progress? Got an HOA horror story? Drop it in the comments. I'm all ears. If this hit you, smash that subscribe. Willow Creek's mine, but the next fight's always around the corner.